Let's have a look at this essay that was asked today in UPSC 2024 essay paper. The empires of the future will be the empires of the mind. The empires of the future will be the empires of the mind. So, what could this essay topic mean? There could be many meanings of this essay topic. Most prominent among them is the power of mind. So this essay topic suggests that in the future, the most important asset would be mind. So this topic signifies the power of mind, and when it says mind, it means in mind you can add a lot of things, not limited to them, but a lot of things could be included: intellectual development of the people, knowledge base, their skills, how much they are skilled, how much they have the zeal for innovation, how much they are ready to take risk, and how much creativity they have, and so on. There can be more things you can add like these. So this essay topic suggests that whosoever has all these things, or whichever country has those things, that country or that society, that would be at the zenith. That society would be at the zenith. So that would build the biggest empire. So in the past, empires could have been empires could have been because of say access to resources. So some country, if it had say access to coal and iron ore, or some country in recent history like the Middle East, if they had access to say oil, then depending upon their access to natural resources, they would have development. They would see development. But this as a topic suggests that in days to come, in the time to come, the most important thing would be mind. Mind would be the most important thing in these aspects. So whosoever will have a population whose intellectual development, whose knowledge, whose skill, whose creativity, whose innovation, and all these attributes, they're high, and they would rule the world. This is the meaning of this topic. Now, this is a topic you can add more, like how in the days to come, technology is becoming more and more prominent as we look. This technology, we are driven in this age of AI. The nature of commerce has changed. And some of the biggest companies in our time, these are the companies which not necessarily sell oil or coal, but companies which operate in the sphere of technology. And in the days to come, AI would take their space. So this is a segment that you can explore, and I think many of you would have done that. Other aspect that I want to discuss, and before I do that, actually, here is that you can also add in a few points that what our government is doing, at what are we satisfied that these aspects are there? But don't drag this thing too much, but just reflect that how prepared are we? And I think we are not much prepared on these aspects. We still need to do a lot more. Now, the point that I want to focus here is who controls the mind will control the world. This could also be meaning of the topic, or we can add it from our side. The empire of the future would be the empire of those who can control mind. And in the present time, there's so many people who want to colonize your mind. There's so many people who want to colonize colonize your mind. There's so many people. The government obviously wants to indoctrinate you. World over, we see this pattern. The state wants to plant its authority, its ideology in the mind of people. Gramsci long back told so. And similarly, we see capitalist forces or market forces. They want to sell their goods. They want to sell a particular kind of toothbrush or cosmetic, or they want you to buy their fancy phones and cars and products and so on. They're constantly capturing your mind. And in this age of social media, our mind is not free. So who controls the mind? Who tells you the stories? Who narrates their stories? Who gives their opinions? And who informs you? So based upon this, you will take just some judgment in your life. You will decide upon something. So the power rests also in those who can control mind. And here I'm reminded of this very famous statement, which was very popular recently in diplomat in international affairs, that if you are not at the seating, if you don't have a seat at the table, then you are the menu. If you don't have a seat at the table, then you are the menu. So basically, if you are not someone who has the capacity to articulate your opinions or present your views, or if you are not there negotiating for yourself, then people would be negotiating about you, that you will become something which people will feed upon or people will consume you. So in the future, we have to ensure that we can articulate, we can put forward our perception, our narration, our narrative, our stories in front of that. And how would we do that? With the help of the mind, on the basis of the mind. So these are some segments that you can touch. Next is health of the mind. What about the health of the mind? If mind is so crucial, so important, as we would have discussed in the previous few pages, then are we really concerned about the health of the mind right now? What is the health of the mind? Social media, what a damaging influence it has on health of the mind. Youngsters and teenagers, what they watch in this age of AI and social media. Teenagers, especially in the youth, and what impact would they have? How would their mind really be free to do what needs to be done? In case if they are watching pornography, or in case if they are addicted to Instagram and these sites, what would they be able to achieve? So these are also some segments that you can touch. Next, if you want to say, see, who the topic suggests that the empire of the future will be the empires of the mind. Empires of the mind. Now, mind, if we talk about mind, we have the biggest quantity of minds. 1.25 billion. No other country. I think we have more minds than many countries or many continents put together. So we have hope. We do have hope, but we also need to ensure that those minds are in the right direction. Those minds, not only they are properly trained and skilled, but also they are in the right direction. We also have to take care of their health. That is their health we have to take care of. So these are some of the ideas, friends. It's a very interesting topic. You can stretch it now. The points that I told you can stretch it in all these dimensions, signifying that how important mind is, and there will be a scramble of mind, just like there was a scramble of for resources in Africa, scramble for Africa, or scramble of resources in Africa that took place when Africa was being colonized 200 years ago. Similarly, there will be a scramble of mind. Just like there was scramble for coal and iron ores, there was scramble for oil. Now in days to come, there will be scramble for mind. And whoever has the best minds would rule the world, would sit at the zenith, and thus people would be fighting for it. So where are we placed for it? That's we have to consider. So on these lines, you can write this essay. A lot more can be discussed, but I think primarily this is sufficient. Maybe we will discuss this essay again in future. Okay, thank you. And now we will move to the next essay.